Hi everyone. I'm Sophie. I'm the founder of FGS, as George said, which is a non-profit for education. And every summer we are hosting online summer camps for high school students, mainly in like the STEM field. So I guess I will go ahead and introduce our judges for today. So first we have Irene Fournier, who is the founder of Vertigo. We have Alex Yaroshevsky, who is the co-founder and CEO of Sourcewell.ai. Then we have Kasia Hein-Peters, who is the founder and CEO of Apante Scientific. And we have the Ali, who is the founder and CEO of The Talent.
Yeah. So I think our judges can have a minute of intro and maybe a word of encouragement to the teachers.
Hey, I'm Dee. I run the talent company. We are a consulting company that helps advise startups as they grow with their growth strategies and integrating
So
AI.
who
Wait, did you guys hear me?
Yes, I think maybe George's internet connection
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Okay. That was pretty much it. Nice to meet all of y'all. I'm really excited to hear your pitches today, and may the best pitch win.
Thank you. Maybe Kasia, if you would like to go next.
Kasia Hein-Peters. I am a book author, speaker, and have expertise in launching innovations, especially in the pharmaceutical and medical device industries. I used to work in companies like Merck, Eli Lilly, Novartis before I set up my own company, Abante Scientific, where I am really trying to help startup companies to bring more innovations to the market. So basically make their innovations more successful. And I also wish you all a very successful pitch. I hope that the best pitch will win the competition today.
Thank you. Maybe Irene, if you would go next.
Hi guys. Sorry, I'm just having some issues. But I see Amne has joined us. I don't think they have done anything. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Sorry, I had a little connection blip there and I didn't hear my name being called out. Hey everyone, I'm so glad to be here. My name is Irene. I founded Vertigo my second year of university. I just graduated that university. It started off as a project at Georgetown in the United States and now has become a scouting engine and also a specific founder investment thesis. I focus on pre-seed, seed, and Series A startups in all different industries, mainly sustainable focused. If I had to pick a focus, a lot of them are sustainability oriented. And the thesis that I've developed has to do with how founder psychology is one of the most important factors in deciding whether an early stage venture is worth it or not. So I'm very happy to hear how you express all of your presentations and how you share your thoughts. So good luck, everyone, and I can't wait to hear everybody's ideas.
Thank you. Alex, maybe.
Hello, guys. Alex here. So I'm based in San Francisco. I'm co-founder and CEO of the company called Sorcia. We are automating B2B sales with AI agents. At the same time, I also like to advise startups. Actually, I'm an advisor at the company, backed and advised by Drew Houston, CEO of Dropbox. So it's always really fun to really spend the time with amazing people. And I just really enjoy being on this type of events. So good luck, all the participants. Would be happy to hear the pitches, and obviously good luck to all of you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. George, so can we move on to the presentations?
Yes.
Okay, so first we have Girley Girls. I think everyone should be able to listen.
Yes. So first we have Girley Girls.
Hello everyone, can I start my pitch?
Hello.
Hello, it's such a pleasure to be here. I'm Nurul Huda, founder of Girley Girls, and as a woman myself, I have seen how unsafe and judgmental social spaces are for women. Are you guys hearing my voice clearly?
No.
No? Wait a minute.
Are you able to share your screen?
Is my voice not clear?
You're audible.
So
We
I'm
can hear
Nurul
you.
Huda. Should I start?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, it's such a pleasure to be here and greetings everyone. I'm Nurul Huda, founder of Girley Girls. And as a woman online, I have seen how unsafe and judgmental social spaces are for women. In fact, a study shows that over 60% of women feels unsafe, unheard, and unseen online. That means that a million women are lacking and craving safe online spaces for themselves. And that is exactly why I'm building Girley Girls, a fun, interactive space exclusively for girls where they can connect, express themselves, and explore their interests without any judgment or toxicity. So, right now, I'm working as a solo founder, and my main focus for the next 90 days will be designing and development of MVP and to create a list of early users. And today I'm here to get investors, mentors, guidance, or any support that will help me bring this vision to life. And to make Girly Girls the go-to digital space for women, because I think every woman deserves a safe space online where they can express themselves and where they will find each other and where they will have safety and no harassment or judgment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Any questions from the judges?
I have a question for you, Noor.
Yes.
So the platform that you are building, at what stage of development is it?
It is still in the ideation phase. I have done my research
Ideation.
and working. Yes.
Okay. And do you have a team yet?
Yes. No, I do not have a team. I thought you said team. I do not have a team yet. I'm working as a
Okay.
solo founder now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
How do you envision enforcing the safety aspect at
Enforcing,
scale?
enforcing the safety will we will have different safety procedures, and while registering, we will make sure the ID government issued ID. We will check government issued ID and a call with the founder, a 30 minutes video call, a 30 seconds video call with the founder, and the IP registrations along with different safety measures. We'll create a list of safety measures and we will enforce it, but we will make sure that the users don't feel burdened with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No, then I think we can move on to the next startup, which is Innoroom. George, do we have the next team?
We can move on to the next. Head on to them when they, when at the end of the pitch battle.
Okay, so the next one would be Nervora. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yeah, NEYVORA Kia.
Yes, it's Nervora. Shall I share the screen, the presentation, the slides, or it will be from your sides?
Can you share it? Do you see the button?
I don't know. I don't have it. I think the access.
Do you have the option now? We can't hear you, but so there should be the option like next to the participants button.
Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
We see your screen, but we can't hear you.
Now you hear me? Sorry, I was
Yes.
muted. Yeah, sorry. As a starting, my name is Wafa Muhammad. I'm one of the team of the Nervora Care. I just want to show you. This is considered as the world's first non-electrical neurotransmission device, Nervora. Today, we have more than 1 billion people worldwide suffering from psychological disorder, anxiety, and stress. Medication often cause addiction, and current devices are complex, expensive, and electrically powered. But Nervora eliminates all these obstacles by using an entire new mechanism to address this problem, position itself to the entire global market with the strength and unique in an industry worth billions of dollars. We have already secured a patent, conducted successful preclinical animal trial, and received recognition from the global incubator. Finally, we are seeking media exposure and partnership with investors from around the world so that the Nervora can reach every patient in need. Thank you. This is I will try to make it very fast.
Yes, really done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Probably I have a question. Probably I didn't hear this part. Do you guys already, like, is it complicated to actually go through the process to be able to start selling this product, and like being approved by some agencies? What's your plan? Like, where do you guys want to sell this product worldwide, or like also I may assume that depending on the country, you will need to go and get the certification or whatever to be able to start commercializing this product. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the question.
I also have a question connecting to this. So I couldn't understand. Do you already have the product, or is it still in the making phase?
Yes. I could answer the second question and then go to the first questions. According to the second question, the product is in the primary design because we already do the preclinical trial on the animals to see the effectiveness of it. We make it very simple because we don't want to make something expensive, so that can be accessible. Back to the first questions, we want to market it because when we are talking about the problem of psychological disease or any solution that is used to solve these psychological problems, it is expensive. And when they are using a battery, the battery have also side effects and problem to the patients. But our device, because we are not using battery and we are using ionic mechanism, which is similar to that has been done in the body, so it will be easy to be marketed because it is more safe. We should start it from our country so that we registered the patent and do the marketing, but we also need a fund so that the investor from other companies help us to do the steps that to make it bigger, so we invest better. So this is our plan, how to do. I hope that I answered both questions. But if you need more clarification, I could do. But I want also to confirm that the best thing this it is safe and at the same time it is cheap, so that every patient will be accessible to the patients that can be used instead of using medication that cause addiction. We will use a device that is more safe and similar to the mechanism of the body. Thank you.
Thanks.
I also have a question for you, Suhaib. I'm curious, since this is, as you say, it's an implant. So from the medical device standpoint, again, in the United States, it probably would be classified as at least class 2, if not class 3, meaning a little bit higher risk. So sometimes in order to register a device like that, you need to prove efficacy, safety of the device. So I'm curious, how do you assess the need for clinical trials for the registration of this device, and which kind of risk class it would fall under?
We already, as we say, that we do the primary some of the experimental that to see that if it is effectiveness or not, and according to the safety that we follow the ethical consideration that is globally is follow, and we could say that our device is classified under class 3. This is according to the results. But as we said that when we make it bigger and when we invested in a bigger things, so that we could improve it in more clinicals, and then we go to the human. And the steps that we are going, we want to register it as a device that could be accessible to the market. Thank you.
Actually, I have a question. It might be a stupid question, but so how is this different from like a transcranial magnetic stimulation device? or like what are the pros of this implant to the magnetic stimulation?
I could say that is differently because it's according to the ionic mechanism, which is not, we are not little bit using the magnetics, so that we are concerning that we want to stimulate the response in the body by stimulating the Na and Cl ions, which is related to the channels that's already present in our bodies. So I think this is how it could be used. I could say more detail about, and when we use it, we use it in a by glasses, so that when we are use it inside the tissue, it will not be refused by the body by itself, and it is depend in mm's, so that it's also about the how we could say transitions or radiations. So this is how we do how it's, so it's a little bit differently because we are focusing about stimulating mechanic ionics internal, using normal salines, or not normal saline because we are using uh, ions, and also we are not needs to use dipole or currents. It's already according to the similar mechanism that is inside our body, and we could put it behind the air around 1.5 centimeters when we are implemented for stress control, so that we could use the what we could say, we could use the benefits that is that our nerves is already there, to help us using this device.
Okay, thank you. I have many more questions, but I think I won't take everyone's time. Thank you
Thank
for your presentation. Yeah.
Thank you. I try to make it more detailed. Even the questions may be short, but to make it worth so that we explain exactly how it is work and why it is different.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, the next group we have is Grintraq.
Yeah, that's us. Just give me a second to share the screen.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so businesses are already paying the price for damaging the environment. So in 2024, Armenian companies paid over $630,000 in environmental violations. So businesses today lack the tools to not only comply with these violations, but actually use them strategically. So use sustainability strategically. So companies that do use sustainability strategically have over 2.6 times higher shareholder returns. So Grintraq is here to help companies capitalize on that business opportunity of sustainability. So Grintraq is Armenia's first platform to help businesses track, report, and reduce their environmental impact. So we automate tracking, we integrate AI, and we provide decarbonization recommendations for businesses specifically. So we offer quarterly and annually subscriptions, and we target, the sectors on the bottom. We already have early traction with multiple Armenian banks and financial institutions that I think shows the market need for our tool. So the global market is expected to grow to over $1 billion by 2029, and our pricing is at least 2 times lower than our international competitors. So we think we can capture over $43 million of that market. We have a great team. I have a lot of experience in the sector, and we have a great team that's dedicated to build our product in Armenia and expand to global markets. Let's help businesses use sustainability not only, to comply, but as a strategic tool. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions by our judges?
Yeah, I have one. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you've tested this in Armenia, but no other countries, right?
So we have a working MVP, and we're in the negotiation stage with a lot of businesses. So we have a working MVP already. I think I already said that, but the intention is, because Armenia is a small market, to really just use Armenia as a testing ground to validate the product, to iterate, and then to expand in other countries that are close to this region, that are expanding their environmental regulations, that are increasing mandatory compliance. So think Central Asia, Gulf states, countries like Lebanon, Egypt, things like that. So, again, Armenia is just a testing ground for us to validate our product and find the good product market fit.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No. Okay, then thank you for the presentation. Alex?
Yeah, I just have a question. I think, at least I know a couple of companies in the United States who are also offering software as a service, ESG platform, also with kind of AI tools. I'm not saying, my question will be, obviously, it's very good always to benchmark your product to the biggest incumbents, whatever. But just what will be your strategy, in case, we're speaking about other startups, starting building similar platforms, or the startups who are already in this space. Because right now, all the people or startup founders, they're looking for new opportunities, and ESG and many not so obvious startup ideas, they're popping up, and they just go and start building some kind of stuff. So what will be your strategy while entering new markets, since you're in Armenia right now?
Yeah, I think first, from my understanding, your question, what's our competitive advantage? What makes us different from other platforms out there? I think, first of all, in this part of the world, most of the software providers out there have a really, really high price. They really work with businesses that have a high annual recurring revenue. So really over $250 million of annual revenue. They're not optimized for small and medium businesses. They don't offer compliance for other markets. So maybe you can comply to the ISO standards, CSRD in the EU, but beyond the EU and the US, there's really no compliance. I think, again, we offer, analytics on key metrics, including greenhouse gas emissions, but the intention is to expand those features to other tracking and reporting sectors that are not currently offered by a lot of other platforms. And again, when you speak about Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Central Asia, that's expanding their regulation, none of the platforms out there are offering anything to those countries. And again, when you talk about emissions factors, greenhouse gas emissions data, country-specific data, sector-specific data for these countries is really not available. So that's what we offer. So when you go to Sphera, to Tracera, even just Terrascope based out of Singapore, if you're not based in their geographic or regional areas, they really can't offer you the granularity, the specificity of the tracking and reporting that, again, will allow you to attract investment. We see 90% of investors today are demanding ESG reports. So if you're from an emerging country, this is an opportunity for you as a business to capture that, attract investment. There's a lot of international direct investment in Armenia and Central Asia and the Middle East that most companies don't realize are these international development agencies like the UN, like the Asian Development Bank, are asking for these kinds of reporting. So again, we're here as a more, regional provider, where these bigger providers, first of all, are not going to work with you unless you are a huge company. Even financial institutions in Armenia are not big enough. The biggest ones are still not big enough for these platforms to cover. And you're seeing a resurgence of these emerging markets asking for platforms in local languages. I know this for a fact in Armenia, that there's a growing and really great IT sector, and people are asking for platforms in Armenian. People are asking for it in Kyrgyz, whatever it may be. So this is kind of a bit of a longer answer, but I want to emphasize what our competitive advantage is, and that we've kind of done our homework. We know our market research. We know why these other big players are probably not going to enter the market. And if they do, they're going to have a hard time because they don't have that regional knowledge and regional specificity.
Gotcha. Like just the last question. So what's your pricing, really quick? Just the last one.
So our pricing is, as I mentioned, we have quarterly and annually subscriptions, and we have some optimization for small and medium businesses where maybe ad hoc, maybe you have an investor meeting coming up, maybe you have something project-based that you need a report for. We know through market, we're still validating our price, I'll be honest, we're still validating the price, but we know through market research that when you talk about Terrascope, I mentioned them, they're based out of Singapore, our pricing is still 2 times lower than Terrascope because we're operating out of Armenia. Our costs of building the product, of scaling the product are lower. So the pricing there is going to be competitive. We've already seen the early traction with financial institutions here in Armenia. It's already competitive.
Perfect. Thank you, Arya.
Arya, long term, what's like, if you've thought of any exit strategies for your investors, are you planning on seeing the region through, or would you, for example, sell part of the entire startup to one of the bigger players?
I think that's definitely, a possibility. I think I currently have a day job, and my company just acquired a tech company that offers a lot of these financial services. So this consulting company acquired a tech company. So I think there are multiple options where people are offering maybe these consulting services, other services, but it's not digitized. It still is kind of stuck in Excel, something like that. So I think it is possible that maybe these bigger players want to expand into this region and see us as the go-to. I think there are also other possible exits, including maybe an acquisition by consulting companies that want to integrate digital tools into their services. Also, as I mentioned, there's interest from, I didn't say this, but I'll say this now. There's interest from financial institutions to use this as a white label. So use this as their solution that they then offer for businesses within their portfolio. So if you're a financial institution, you're giving out loans, but if you're giving out a loan of higher than whatever it may be, let's just say $1 million for this example, like you require that institution who you're going to give the loan to provide you this report. So a bank may say, hey, this is now mandatory. We're already seeing this pressure in Armenia because ESG regulations are now newly mandatory for financial institutions in Armenia. So I think there are multiple possible exits. And as pressure continues to grow, these businesses have nowhere to turn to. So these investors, these financial development agencies are asking for the reporting, but the level of awareness and knowledge of just how to do it is low. So multiple exits kind of added a lot in there, but hopefully that answered the question.
Thank you.
Let me jump in just to ask like a follow-up. So what's the strategy to take on smaller businesses and enable them to start reporting? How is that adoption looking like? Have you tried it with smaller businesses, and what are metrics that you see them into to report? And finally, and are you using it for generating reports or analytics? How are you using it?
Yeah, I think SMEs everywhere still have a low level of just awareness, of knowledge, a low budget to be able to do this reporting and to capitalize on utilizing sustainability as a marketing tool, as a business tool. So, we put on our first webinar 2 weeks ago, just about a free webinar about the basics of reporting your carbon footprint, about the basics of regulation. I think that's definitely one of our channels to acquire SMEs as a client, as a customer, is to give that customer, like we're offering other services. We have to educate a little bit about how to do it, about why it's beneficial to do it. So doing some customer awareness. And then what was your second question? Sorry.
How are you using AI in your platform? Are you using it for reporting?
Yeah, the AI integration is for streamlining reporting solely. So once you get to the time to report about your emissions, about your environmental impact, it takes from the knowledge base of our platform that's already done the data extraction to just simplify the reporting. So if you are a big company and you have to maybe comply with CSRD or something like that in the EU, there are like many hundreds of data points and questions you have to answer. So instead of manually sifting through your data, so the AI is just simplifying how you do that reporting. We have an MVP and it's still, I mentioned it's still being built. So there's still a lot of work to keep building up the product, but that's the use of AI in our product.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
So can we move on to the next theme, which is a call waiter?
It's actually waiter call. Hi. That's always a mistake. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We gotta our logo. That's like logo's fault. It's our fault. No worries. Okay. So I can just go for it. I'm just gonna start my timer. Cool. Should I go for it?
Sorry.
Should I go for it?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So 1.5 million restaurant POS or QR companies all around the world suck because they don't have a strong differentiator and their potential users lack the motivation to actually scan their QR code. And when those two fail, so do the sales. That's why we made Radio Call, a smart API with a start price of $5.99 a month that detects the lack of competitive edge and connects the relative product to their system, keeping them competitive while increasing their QR code engagement rate through gamification. This increases their sales by 39% in only 2 months. We've already made $200,000 of revenue in 9 months and are profitable. Our API is built in-house with 5 core members and 4 advisors, led by me, 3 times founder with previous successful product exit. We are raising $550,000, $50,000 already committed. So join us. Let's stop the restaurant tech around the world from sucking. Yeah, sure. I'm ready for the question.
Awesome, bro. I have a question. Amazing energy, man. Like it. So you mentioned like right now, what's the geographies that you're like, selling the product? Where are you based right now?
Okay, so we are based in Georgia. We started actually from here, but we already expanded to 5 countries. Next one was Turkey, Azerbaijan. One is actually in Poland and 1 customer in Ethiopia. So that's all very random. These are the countries we are in.
Okay, and in this case, you're selling. You mentioned the price. What it was, $5.99, like almost $600, or
$600 a month from the POS partner. Correct.
From the POS partner.
Absolutely.
And in this case, you actually need to bring, like, they need to buy a device, or they can use their devices. You're just selling software.
We just sell them the API. So the API goes to them. Then they connect the API to their system, plug and play. It detects what products is missing from that specific markets that they are actually operating. And then it gives the products that they are missing to gain their competitive advantage in the gazillion number of POS partner companies that exist in the market, or QR menu companies, etc. That's how it works.
Okay, and when you're marketing it as API for the restaurants, do they actually understand this? Like, where you're selling, like I kind of like a little bit confused, right? Like it's like API, but it's plug and play. Yeah, how
Okay,
does
so we have two verticals actually. This one that I mentioned, the API one, goes to the restaurant POS system providers. So not the restaurant owner. They're not involved at all. So it's the POS partner who is purchasing our product to stay competitive in the market. That's the second vertical. Although our first vertical actually sells directly our products to the restaurants, that's a different story though. That's not an AI. This is the second one is.
Okay, perfect. And like really quick, like what about the competitive landscape, right? Because like they're always, I know that's probably like, you know, very common question, because like I'm an advisor in the company which is making cashless payments, you know, and make like really big festivals. It's presented on like stadiums in the United States, in Latin America. So like my question is, like, what about the competition? What are the biggest differentiators versus the competitors? Yeah, basically that will be my last question.
Sure. Actually, for that, let me share my screen, and then we can one by one go through each and every differentiations. There's a gazillion number of pages here. I'm just gonna jump into this competition page. You can see this
Sure.
screen, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right, there it is. Okay, so when it comes to the product only, we're not talking about the API thing, because the API thing is very different from what you just mentioned regarding the payments and stuff. The product differentiation comes with the entertainment aspect beyond just the transactional aspect of it. For example, our product contains, for example, a game that determines who is going to pay for the dinner. It's randomizer. It just selects out of your friends. Instead of putting cards, you do this through this game. There are games that are awarding. For example, you can play, and if you win a token of a coffee on your next return to the restaurant, you are essentially getting a coffee. So it increases the return rate. And so this is good for the QR code company, because when the QR code there and it's not really motivating the customer in the restaurant to scan it, nobody really scans it. So conversion rate from a customer scanning it goes about 10 to 20%. With our product, it goes about 62%, because now the customer in the restaurant has some award motivation behind to actually scan it. That's one big differentiation we have. The second one, the big problem that comes with all these QR code companies and solo POS companies is that they tend to replace the hospitality. So they move the waiter, trying to say, okay, let's remove the waiter from the equation and just do your things with the QR code. But our structure works with cooperation of this staff. So without this staff, you cannot really operate. And this is good because hospitality speaks everything. The experience in the restaurant, the memory, everything comes from the hospitality. So that's the second big differentiation that we have when it comes to our products. There's the business model, which is the utility base for the QR code companies. That's a bit different business model from the POS, the API one. That's a different story. Onboarding is 1 day, blah blah blah. These are the things that every every company basically says. But these are some of the differentiations that we have in terms of a product. This is also one product that is like basically memory branded picture, so it stays as a memory when you in the restaurant for you. So while you're waiting for your order to arrive to you, so you're just taking some time, you can just get busy with like, let's go take a selfie, guys. Maybe the selfie is gonna win an award, blah blah blah. So this is all come to the differentiator aspect essentially.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julia. Sounds great. Awesome.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it. Thank you. Thank you for the question. I opened the team page because this is one of the strongest points we have. Go ahead. Throw any questions, guys.
I just had one quick question. You said you have about 4 or 5 customers already?
No.
Um,
The 4 or 5 is very, very small amount. So when we come to when it comes to the restaurant companies that we have, like restaurants directly, our first vertical, we have already 202. When it comes to POS partners, it's 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, based on the POS partners, what
Yeah.
is some of the feedback that you've heard from them, and then likewise if when you're selling directly to the restaurants, like what is the feedback you hear most often from both verticals?
Okay. So firstly, let's talk about the restaurant side. So let's just start with restaurant feedback, and then we can go to the POS partner. So the top 3 things that the restaurant owners like the most. Here is the page: recurring orders, customer comeback rate increase, and staff and guest friction decrease. That means less headache at the end of the day for them. These are the top 3 things happens. So recurring orders happen because when the customer is enjoying his time in the restaurant, either it's less waiting time, or at least what it looks like less waiting time, but in reality it's the same, but because you're busy, you are less frustrated. Recurring orders happen because next time the customer comes back because he wanted coffee, and then he comes back and reorders another food the next day because he already has a coffee. The discount rates, etc. Customer comeback rate increase, similar. Also upselling, that's not listed here. Upselling is also another option because in the relaxed dining restaurants specifically, customers are spending more time just chilling. And in those times that they're chilling, as they are playing with their friends, that there's a board game like a Uno or Monopoly, they're playing together, there's always some pop-up at the top saying, by the way, do you want to have a coffee or something? They're like, oh, okay, that's nice. They can immediately order and pay there, and then the waiter brings it to them. So that's upselling. And then the staff guest friction decrease. Because customers are less agitated, there are some things that they can do on their own instead of constantly calling a waiter or talking to the manager, etc. That soothes the workload for the staff and for the guests as well. So at the end of the day, when the manager goes home, he has less headache. So these are top 3 things for the restaurant owners who like the most. For the POS partners, the biggest, I don't have a page for that one. For the POS partners, the biggest thing that they like is the competitive edge that we add to their products. Why? One, they don't have the resources to build a competitive edge because they already spent enough money to build a POS system that is exactly a copy of another POS system. And now you're going to say there are big companies who have the resources, correct, but they are not our ideal customer profile when it comes to the POS sales companies. So we go to a small and medium-sized new restaurant POS sales companies. That's why they love the fact that we are giving them a competitive edge for $600 a month, and they can start essentially gaining more clients because now they are at least competitive. Otherwise, the big player is just going to outplay them and they just lose the game. That's it.
And I have also a question for you.
Sure.
So I think it's quite impressive for a startup company to have so many customers already. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I think that you are entering a phase that will require more scaling up so that you can get even more customers. So I am curious, what is your plan for scaling up? Basically, tell me about your plans for the next 3 to 5 years in terms of scaling up the company.
This should be 550. This should be $1. Okay. So this is a problem on the pitch. So in January, we're actually going for a phase of raising $550,000. And that's definitely going to go to more POS partnerships that are in the market. So that one of the big things that we're going to be doing is partnership beyond the borders, and not a customer type of partnership, but a partnership that will allow us to access their clients. For example, Micros from Oracle is the POS sales for the United States and so many other European countries. If we manage to get to a partnership with them and then access their client that already exists, that's gonna give us a huge scale, but that's also gonna cost us huge amount of money. So
Yeah.
that's why we are raising actually in January this 550,000. Big portion will go to this, but there's also obviously our salaries, blah blah blah. But this is the way we are planning to scale faster beyond the what we already are, 5 countries.
And maybe in this same thinking process, you said that acquiring customers will be costly. How costly is it to acquire one of these customers that will then allow you to enter their customers?
Okay,
versus the kind of the value of this customer for you.
I see. So when we say customers, are we talking about the restaurant vertical?
No, I'm
one?
talking about these. I think you call them POS, right?
Yes,
The customers
yes.
that through which you enter their customers, their market.
Okay, so let's start like this. The first POS partner, not POS customer, POS partner that we had was Poster. It's a Ukrainian company, and we partnered with them, and that costed us $5,600 to basically connect the products to them manually. We didn't have the API automated, etc. back then. So now taking that to bring it to Oracle, that's going to cost us at least 50,000, at least, because they're not going to go for it for free. They're going to ask us to do this with additional support, additional products, additional adjustments, for example, white labeling, etc. So this is going to probably happen, and that's why 50,000 is going to be minimum. However, that only covers let's say some support maintenance. That does not cover our travel, the meetings, the lawyer cost, which is going to be huge. Contract lawyers, Jesus Christ, that is the biggest money is going to go as well, because Oracle is not going to just easily sign the contract. So we're going to have to adjust the contracts multiple times. And in return, Oracle has all around the world approximately 67,000 restaurants in multiple countries. Yeah. So if we want to get, let's say, our customer acquisition cost for restaurant is usually $40 from the sales channel. From the POS partner is $17. Now, if you multiply that by 65,000, that's going to be the cost of acquisition right now, if we want to calculate it right now. But in return, its average price of restaurant paying is $70. So now if you multiply $70 by the 65,000, that's going to be our revenue. That's going to be our gain in return, which if you want, I can just put on a calculator and tell you how much bigger will be the value turn. And
yeah. I just wanted to see the difference. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, Elia.
Hey, how are you?
So I'm good. So just a comment. I think I love your energy. Some of the energy I think comes with the kind of industry that you're in. But my comment is like, what's the pricing strategy? Why, and also like, what value are you adding to POS partners so that they are able like to keep up the $600 per month?
Okay. So here's the thing. Let's talk about the second question. What value are we adding to the POS partners so they are able to keep up with this $600? So for this question, the answer is actually very simple. We allow them to have bigger basic product number, let's call it like that. Number of their product that they can actually offer to the clients increases. So that automatically means they are able to sell more products, equally bigger revenue in return, because obviously not all the products are going to go for the same price. Some product will have more or less. So number one, that's the thing. Second, without a competition edge, the restaurant who's buying the POS systems product is not gonna go for you. He's gonna go for the leader in the market. If they go for you and you have a lower price, maybe, but they will go for the leader in the market. So how can you compete with the leader in the market if you have lower trust from the market and lower number of products? That's exactly why we sell them this, so they are able to sell it to the people, at least compete to some extent, so they can in return gain some kind of customers. Otherwise, they are failing in less than a year. That's the value that we give to the POS partners. What was the first question? Because I was so invested in answering the second one, I forgot completely the first one.
What's the pricing strategy that led you to $600 a month?
Okay. So the pricing strategy is, in fact, we just threw the number for in the beginning. Yeah. And that was the strategy. So I'm not gonna go and say, oh, let's just we did this, we did that, we did. No, we didn't. We just threw the number. Everyone took the number. So we're like, all right, then we will just go with that price. Of course, we didn't throw the number completely from the sky. So we considered the maintenance, the cost for the AI. Each time people are using the service, we are paying something in here for the maintenance and stuff. Of course, we calculated all of that so we don't we don't undersell. But after that, the value that we added on top to give it to the people, it was just very random. And they said, yes, we are actually thinking of increasing it, to be honest, because they said yes very easily, to be honest. I don't know. So, yeah, that's basically the strategy, if you can call it that. So a lot of things in the business happens with luck. That's the reality, and that we really have been very good with that as well on some side. Of course, we are working hard, etc. But yeah, that's it.
Good.
I don't know. Did I answer your question? Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else? I'm sweating. Jesus. Okay. Why am I in this page? I'm stuck in this page. Whatever. Let me just wait. Anything else, guys? No questions? No coordinations? No projections? No roadmap? I don't know why the existing solutions do not work, etc. Sales channels. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop sharing. Okay. Nothing? Cool. Thank you, guys.
I had a quick question for George. George, could you just check your DMs? Because I had a question and I DM'd you. Thanks. Sorry.
Cool.
Thank
Is
you
it
for
a
the
question
presentation.
about me? No, okay, I'm just kidding. All right. You can move to the next.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, then let's move on to the next pitch by NEYVORA at EduFusion, if we have them. George, do we have the EduFusion NEYVORA guys?
I think they had said they'll have someone be in the meeting to present. Don't know, Mohammed. Are you available? 1 minute. Uh, if they're not available, we can move on to the next
Yeah.
pitch.
Yes. So the next one would be Sargasso Reclamation. The 3D printing people.
Oh yeah, yeah. Terry is in here somewhere.
Hello. Yes, I was expecting you to say my name. Yeah, it's Sargasso Reclamation. So, hey guys, I am in Kenya. I have been running a recycling company on the coast of Kenya in Malindi for the past 5 years. And for the past maybe 2 or 3 years, I have been developing a new business model. And I'm thinking it might be time for me to spin this off as an independent company. So that's what I'm coming to you with today. So in Malindi, I'm 4 hours drive from one of the biggest ports in Africa, and even then, it's costing me roughly 10% of my revenue to ship the recycled plastic to market. And the vast majority of Africa is not 4 hours from Mombasa. Most of Africa, the shipping costs are prohibitive within the recycling space. So the recycling systems that we use, the global order has built in Europe and then America, East Asia, blah, 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 they are not conducive to African geography at all. The centralized model is fiendishly expensive in Africa for transport. So I've been building a 3D printer workshop where I move my plastic straight into customer goods with in-house 3D printers, in-house filament production. And I think in the long term, this is a better model for Africa than the centralized systems of huge tons of plastic flowing all around the place. The transport is not practical. So with this 3D printers, one day I think in Central African Republic, this will be how we turn the Coke bottles back into something useful. They don't sit around the savannas of this continent forever. Now, what I'm thinking of doing in terms of a business is Malindi has quite a strong tourism sector, and I have quite good networks in the West and the developed world in terms of selling this product as ocean-bound plastic. So I pick it from the beach. I can brand it as preventing the plastic from going into the ocean, which I'm in fact doing. So what I would be proposing would be to spin off the printers into a dedicated, they call it a 3D printer farm, where then it pulls recycled plastic out of my operation, turns it into products that can be sold to the tourists in Malindi and also to Western markets shipped as ocean-bound plastic. And presently, I have my first recurring customer in Watamu down the road from Malindi. So every month I'm shipping them quite a bit of these small sea turtle magnets that then go out to the customers. And I have a network in Ireland, a couple of my friends who are ready to take on the products, put them into local shops. And I've done the numbers, and with maybe $35,000 and a couple of years of developing it, I could put together quite a profitable company that would then continue to strengthen this business model, this technology, and one day we could be cleaning the whole Africa with it. So that's what I've come to you with today.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from the judges? Or anyone?
No? Yeah, I have one question. In terms of, like, if you were to have your ideal investor profile, what would it be exactly?
Well, ideally, I mean, I heard you talking earlier about exiting. This isn't something I'm looking to sell to a mega corporation in time. So ideally, I would be looking for someone who would be interested in dividend payments. Now, I know that this isn't where you guys stand, and there are options. Particularly, what I would probably be doing is looking to have members of my community, or possibly myself or my executives, buy it back from you. So some kind of an in, like the thing where you sell it back in. So basically, that's in that sense, it's not necessarily in the same space as some startups that I'm not looking for a big splashy exit. But aside from that, I do think there's a space with that you guys could get your exit out of the deal without me sacrificing my integrity over the course of events, basically.
Got you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I missed the part of, like, you said that there was some shipping wasn't allowed, like some specific shipping
Well,
transportation for renewables wasn't
shipping
allowed.
shipping within Africa, particularly inland of Africa, is extremely expensive, and recycling industries rely on it intensely to ship low-value products across the place. Basically, recycling, you aggregate all the plastic and then you ship it to a centralized processing facility. And in Kenya, a lot of the higher tech processing is actually done in China. So we're shipping it to Mombasa to get out to China. But even somewhere with decent enough connections inland, like Ouagadougou or even like maybe Johannesburg, they are paying a lot to get it out to the market. And if they could centralize in their town or even in their village, in theory, with this tech, that would make recycling practical in a lot of geographies where it presently isn't. And we're going to need to have recycling in those geographies to keep the plastic from piling up on this continent in a destructive way.
Thank you.
All right, is there any other questions?
Here, so
Yep.
maybe looking at maybe the African coasts. What is the big what's that scale look like when you scale up to other parts of like the coasts in Africa?
To other coasts of Africa, or including the inland areas of Africa? Oh, coasts for the ocean-bound
Yeah,
plastic. I mean, I would be probably
yes.
staying within East Africa. I would be interested in Zanzibar, Pemba Island. I would be interested in the rural areas of coastal East Africa because the big cities have the traditional model that serves them relatively well. But within that space, I would say the north coast of Kenya, I could easily see, like within Malindi, I could see like 50 machines, and then I could see that maybe 4 times over for the north coast. For the whole East Africa, we're looking at maybe 1,000 machines, including Mozambique. So that would be if every machine is earning me like $50, $100 a month. So we're looking at $50, $100,000 with this business model and a reasonable geography, if we can scale up as much as we'd like.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. If we don't have more questions, then let's move on to the next startup, which is Barrett Jobs.
Peterson is the one who is going to be presenting. So I added him as a presenter. His screen or can start presenting anytime he's ready.
Hello, hi everyone. Karani, I'm somewhere. Could you please do me the favor of sharing the screen for me? Um, uh, it's over at your email. But I could start. So at Wera Jobs, we're on a mission of making dream tech roles a reality. My name is Peterson Karaoke, a computer science graduate from Egerton University, twende kazi. So in Kenya, on average takes the average tech graduate about 2000 about 2000 to 2500 applications for them to land a tech role, and this is estimated to be about 2 years. And this is not because they lack tech skills, but because the employers cannot objectively and quantitatively um, verify their skills. So it becomes very difficult for this job seeker to be able to negotiate compensation and tell their boss, this is why I deserve to be paid this and this amount. So you find that most of them end up being underpaid or just settle for unemployment. So what we do at Rare Jobs is that we are an AI-driven powered verification platform that objectively assesses and tracks this tech talent. So basically, we want to move the 2,000 applications to 500 and the 2 years to 6 months. We've already secured $33,000 in funding. 26,000 of that came from the Kenyan government, together with our university, Egerton University, since this started as a university project. And then we've also secured $1,000 each from Huawei Kenya, as well as the Kenyan Red Cross. Our unit economics show a 12.5x promised return. We have 73% of our customers, or rather potential customers, saying they are willing to pay. And we have secured about 2 partnerships with universities and 3 letters of intent from employers. So with 67,000 tech graduates graduating annually, people working in STEM, at Wera Jobs, we believe that we aim to be the credit score for tech skills in Africa by making talent trustworthy and employment eventually inevitable. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions?
I have a quick question. With AI, a lot of folks are using AI to even create avatars for interviews or in coding interviews to help them code better while they're having the live coding test online. So I just wanted to know how are you planning to make sure that it is the person that's applying that's actually doing the work? Like, how are you going to hone in on that verification?
So starting from the word go, we don't start at the interview stage. We start from just the basics, taking an assessment on our platform. So the way we do this is we use 2 benchmarks. So there's the Crunchback Alpha, as well as Pearson R. And so these are basically supposed to be able to quantitatively analyze you as a job applicant and be able to know how consistent and reliable your answers are given a period set of time. So eventually, even if somebody is coding on the website and they are trying to cheat, we're easily able to detect that through the being irregular from the answers they gave earlier to what they are doing currently. So our employers trust us and trust us with this. Yes.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions for you, and thank you for this great idea, by the way. So one question is about your team. How big is your team? Who do you have on your team? And the second one is, has your solution been adopted yet? And if yes, then by how many organizations?
Yes. So currently we are a team of 10 people. So I am currently serving as CEO or founder. We have other people who have been in the industry for some time, who have started other startups. So we have other people like in strategy and planning and development. We have other people in design and product. We have other people who are dealing with the tech aspect. And then we have other people who are in charge of customer success metrics and things of the like. So we're quite a diverse team. We even have other lawyers, and most of them are older than I am. They have been in the industry for 10 plus years. When it comes to the level we are in currently, we are like 2 months old. We started 2 months ago. So right now we are at TRL level 5, and we're progressively moving towards level 7. So basically, we have 3 universities that we have talked to, and they're trying to see whether because right now we are doing customer discovery campaigns, see whether they can be able to adopt this even when they have graduations and we have graduates, see whether they can employ this system in their back end. And we also have 2 employers. So we're still talking to more employers because the way our business model works is they also need to pay us a bit. So most of them have expressed interests around paying for candidates. They really don't want to do that. But then because some candidates are just not good at their job, but they have expressed interest that if we do actually bring them candidates who are at par, they are willing to reconsider. So right now we only have 2 letters of intent from 2 candidates. In terms of Huawei and Kenya Red Cross, they saw the potential because they normally scouted for innovations in the country, including the Kenyan government, that have potential. And so we were selected as one of them. So that is how the grant funding came across. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions, Alex or George?
We're good for now.
Also all good. Thanks.
Okay. So let's try to see if we have Innoroom, which is like the interior designer program.
I see we have Ikra from Verimo. So Ikra, you can start to present.
Hi everyone.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, let's start. I'm Makrad,
Yes.
psychologist and founder of Verimo Studios. I will share my screen so you can see some of my work. Verimo Studios create 3D animation and ads for fashion, food, and storytelling brands. I am also planning to launch my merch line soon. My animation channel is already live and doing well, and our ad channel launches this month. My psychology background helps me craft visuals that really connect with people. What makes remove different is our human assisted, realistic, cinematic, and often hard to tell from live action. These clips are just a glimpse of what Virino can do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
So, who are your ideal customers?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. Yes.
Also,
Can you
so
hear me?
who are your main? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Ji. Yes,
So,
yes.
who are your customers?
Basically, I am right now at pre-revenue stage, but my 3D animation channel is already live, and I'm getting a good response. And this month, my advertisement channel will also be live, and I am planning to launch my merch soon.
Cool. Have you thought
Yeah.
about maybe pricing or how you will go to market?
Basically, my target is international market, and my channels are in English language. So we are targeting uh, basically international market worldwide, and first we will start our merch brand in USA. Then we can start worldwide, and we will make our merch brand live on Etsy first. Then we will try to look for more broader options.
I have some questions. Sorry, I couldn't hear your presentation that well. So, do I understand correctly that you have some kind of like social media platform, and that's why you're
Yes,
creating the? Yeah.
yes. I'm basically on YouTube. Already my channel is live. 3D animation is live, and now we are planning on this month to launch our advertisement channel, and our merch brand is launching soon, maybe next month.
And do you like how many followers or subscribers do you have?
Sorry.
Like how many subscribers do you have?
Right now, I have not much subscribers because I have started uh, only 4 months before.
Ah, okay, I see.
But I am getting a good response.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Could you tell us a little bit about the content of your YouTube or the
Yeah. Basically, my content is based on 3D animation series, and uh, in series we have different series. Uh, for example, some series are horror and some are action based, and we are planning to launch our advertisement channel uh, where we have different categories: food, fashion, and storytelling advertisement. And the audience will be broader for advertisement channel, but for animation channel, our audience is 18 to 35-year-olds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. So for the merch business, because that's like physical products, how are you planning to like do shipping and go
Shipment
about
will
that
be
business?
through uh, Printify, and we will live on Excel first.
Cool. So I think that's it for today's startups. Really nice
So we don't have
presentations.
I think we have. Yeah.
We have Andrew. Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew, you.
Oh yeah, I have a startup too. If I can pitch.
Yeah. Which one is yours? Sorry.
Barber Games.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I missed it from the list. Yeah, please go ahead. You have the presenter setting on.
So go ahead.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, sorry. Great. Awesome. Well, thank you. The SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, on track to become a failed promise. And for them to succeed, Africa must be at the center of the conversation. Hi, my name is Andrew Muriuki. My company is Barber Games, and we are gamifying the Sustainable Development Goals, starting with SDG 9, 11, and 4. Right now, 90% of African youth lack digital skills for the fourth industrial revolution. In Kenya, youth unemployment is over 50%, and education cannot keep up pace with the AI revolution that's happening at the moment. And if this continues, Africa is going to be left out. And for the SDGs to succeed, we have to be at the center of that conversation. So in gamifying the SDGs, one of the things that we've done is we found a partner, St. Andrews Towers, who's looking to bring down the property and put up an all-female student housing project. So we're going to gamify this process. We're calling out to the AEC industry, that's the architecture, engineering, and construction industry, to reimagine what this building would look like. So as we gamify this process, we've also identified a gap that the university's intake for 2029 is still struggling to incorporate AI into the curriculum. So using this live case study, the university will benefit from being able to see how the students in this competition will integrate AI into the workflow. The benefit, the university gets to adopt curriculum using AI into the intake. We develop talent pipelines for the AEC industry, for students who are already now using AI, and we give the country a different perspective on what gamifying development looks like. I'm taking this example from Georgia Tech that has an Excel esports team. So seeing that esports is any game played competitively on a digital platform with an audience, we plan to gamify development. So we have our first partner. We have also partnered with Konza Technopolis, Kenya's first smart city, so that we can accelerate the learnings that we'll make from this call out to adapt AI throughout all construction development processes. So join us as we redefine what esports looks like for Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from our judges?
Great, great energy. I just had a quick question. You're gamifying the building or you're gamifying the learning?
So we're gamifying both, right? So
Okay.
so the building process, we're going to gamify the process because one of the things we've identified is BIM, building information modeling, is not being adopted fast in construction industries. So I've seen how it could be gamified in Atlanta, and I took that same learning so we can gamify the building process. So just think of it as an architectural competition with each stage is gamified. So just to give you some context, on the back end, we've built a SaaS tool. We're calling it an Insights as a Service, where we'll be able to track each level of the students' submissions, from the architectural drawings to the CAD. So each time they submit those, we gamify that process. At the end of this process, essentially what we're doing is we're building an AI agent for the construction industry.
That makes sense. How did they do this in Atlanta?
So I came across a couple of companies in Atlanta that are gamifying education. This is primarily through Georgia Tech. That's when I first got to see the Excel esports teams. I got to see these architectural competitions. I also got to understand and see this from a nuclear physicist esports team. So I realized that anything can be gamified. And for me, taking my learnings from esports, I realized that for esports to thrive in Africa, we need to add a different component. So what I'm doing is focusing on the sustainable development goals and gamifying that. Because starting with SDG 9, we can build on, one, advancing the SDGs, two, also creating AI tools and solutions that advance development.
And the benefit to students is experience and winning?
Correct. So the benefit to the students is, yes, we're doing the student call out, but the judges are going to be companies where they will be able to get internships, but also they will be the first cohort that is utilizing AI in the AEC industry.
That's a great way to get them to start using that. Thanks.
Correct. And also Kenya just rolled out its AI roadmap 4 months ago. So this puts it into practice.
So questions for you. It's actually not surprising because I asked this question to pretty much everyone. What is your team and what is the level of adoption of your solution at this point?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. Yeah, so I just moved back to Kenya 8 months ago. I have 2 co-founders. First co-founder, she has an organization that helps upskill youth. So it was a great synergy. My other co-founder is in talent development because yes, we are gamifying development, but also at the core of it, what we are doing is looking for brands, in this case, construction companies, to have esports teams that can carry their brand and be able to carry the messaging that we're trying to adopt and gamify education. So 3 team members, and we have 6 tech teams working with us to build the product.
Has your solution been adopted by anyone yet? Or you are still developing it?
Yes, so on the gamification part of it, we have our first client, who is this St. Andrews project. So that's one, I need to mention that esports is a very new conversation in Africa. So, but they are gamers. So St. Andrews is our first business who's adopted this solution. We are also in talks with a payment service provider who is rolling out a token. They're also interested in gamifying token adoption. With them, we're in talks of creating a gamified product which will be a real-world assets game. Essentially, it's Monopoly meets Pokemon Go. So we have 2 partners, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions? If not,
If there are no other questions, I want to thank Karani, D, for the questions. And I did follow you on Miss Amani.
Cool. So I think this is like the section where we go to the judges and we kind of vote for the startup of the year. And this is the really like interesting part. So how many of you guys are still excited for startup of the year? I want to see in the chat people. Who do you think is going to take up startup of the year? So with this, it's a small kind of kind of a small kind of breakout session, and maybe we can give the judges around 10 minutes, and we can announce the winner.
Sorry, can you check the chat? I wrote something.
Okay.
yeah, George, some people are saying that they also registered and they were not on the list that you gave me.
Okay. What was your startup?
Virtual story.
Oh. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, we can have you pitch a startup. Can we
Yeah, there is also like one
more?
called First. George is also in the chat.
So there are 2 startups left. So we have 1 minute. So those are 2 minutes. So guys, let's welcome Miranda.
Can I share screen?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you should be able to.
Sorry. Hi. Hi, I'm Miranda, founder of 12-Story Startup, and we are addressing the problem of global literacy crisis. Over 87 million children worldwide are struggling with reading comprehension, and at the same time, they are spending up to 6 hours per day passively consuming unfiltered online content, and parents are actively looking for tools that are both educational and interactive. That's what Virtual Story is for. We are creating gamified educational digital books which make reading process more engaging and effective. And with our AI, it can create personalized learning paths with analytics according to progress. And children are developing creativity, critical thinking, and reading comprehension. We are targeting over 50 million potential users within 10 billion children's digital market size. Our main target audience are parents of elementary school students and also educational companies. We have freemium subscription packages for individuals and licensing for B2B companies. We stand out with balance between education and entertainment, and our content is very safe for children and it's filtered. So far, we have already generated revenue within Georgian and outside of Georgian market. We have B2B collaborators already with over 40K in revenue already, and we are expanding market. In fact, right now we are at San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and we are raising our fund up to $150,000. For the next steps, we are going to expand on US market and add school educational programs. In team, we have all the expertise that is needed to create our, and we have professional advisors from fields of psychology and education. Thank you for your attention. I think it was 1 minute. Yeah, not to mention our achievements within all the accelerators. Okay.
Cool. Nice presentation. Any questions from the judges?
Quick question about adoption. Any adoption yet? Any adoption by any schools yet? And if yes, how many?
Yes, we have 5 private schools in Georgia, which are American Georgian and UK Georgian schools. Also, publishing company, which makes children's content inside and outside of Georgia. And also UK company, which makes children's training programs. And also 2 camps, children's camps, one in Georgia and one in Italy.
Okay. And what are your plans for expanding that in the, let's say, next 3 years, and how you want to do it?
So right now we are, I'm in San Francisco. We are into Silicon Valley residency program, which offers us like lots of meetings with VCs and investors. And I'm here for just 1 week, but I'm gonna be staying till this year, like at least 4 months. So it's I think enough time to find market fit here and also raise our round. And for the next 3 years, we want to first of all spread with English speaking markets, and also we have some offerings from Qatar and Indian market.
Thank you.
And Miranda, quick question. Right now, like, what's the program? So you're right now at San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What's the program you're going through?
It's Silk Road Innovation Hub, and it's in collaboration with Alchemist. And it's a 4 months program with mentoring and pitching competitions, etc.
Oh, so you're in Palo Alto?
Yes.
Then, right? Okay, got you. Also, if you want, like, we can connect on LinkedIn.
For sure.
I'm working. Yeah, I'm working from Founders Inc. in San Francisco. Probably you can also go there. Like it's like private co-working space, like kind of something like that. And they invest a lot in this kind of stuff. So basically, it could be a good option for you to just come to say hi, and we'll be happy to have you there.
Yes, for sure. I dropped my LinkedIn here, and please let us connect.
Okay, absolutely. Cool. Nice. It's amazing to see people coming here, because I think that there is no any other place in the world to raise money and make connections.
We started launching this year, like in the beginning of April, and like we already have up to 4,000 tested users in Georgia. 1,500 are paid users, and right now, we want to like change our platform, which is already happening, and to make it accessible for a wider audience.
Awesome. Now that's amazing. I just added you on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's cool. Nice.
Great.
Cool. I think my question to you, Miranda, is what's the cost for making the story, the virtual story?
The cost is relevantly low because our system is a fixed programmably, like it needs minor changes every time. And it takes up to 10 days, just 10 days to make one program. And it's low cost because we are doing very smart way of animating and making interactive products. And it does not take like months or years or a big budget to make them. So it's has books feeling, but it's gaming. So it's 2D animations, very like easy to make animations, and we also use AI, but half not overall. Like our work is unique in that sense, and it has audio visual effects, so it's not boring, it's very engaging, and also user can choose various ways to engage with the story and create their own story path. So when we tested on children, on our target audience, there were several instances that children playing it over and over again, up to like 10-20 times. So each time you get different ending, you get different continuity. So I guess that's what makes us stand out from our competitors, that it's we minimalized boredom. So it's not boring for children, and it's focused on the child psychology. So this is edtech not only for parents, but also for children. And we had also many instances that parents buy it to play together with their children. So that's one of our plans too, to make maximum amount of parent-child co-played mode, because it's like reading story or teaching your child something, but doing it together and like connecting with bonding with each other. And same goes for teachers.
Cool. So how do you test out the kids, with virtual story?
So we tested it with private schools and also just regular citizens as well, and we tested it also outside of Georgia. Language and culture is no longer a barrier to us, because we also really are sensitive about it. We check our stories and educational formats backgrounds, and the main, I think, attractive point is that when child studies, they get to express their own opinion, and it's very entertaining for them. And so we want to have impact to switch from passive learning to active learning, because when child is interactive with their thoughts and their opinions, reading comprehension goes high, concentration goes high, and it's very effective. We actually had studies before launching our product. We had several test subjects, so to say, and children who didn't like this or that subject, we used our methodology, and in just 1.5 months, their marks increased like on the top. So we also have that data. So we are making children love education as much as they love playing and watching TV.
Cool.
Anything else?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have any other questions. Now then, let's move on to food first.
Yeah, I'm gonna present on behalf of our CEO because he wasn't able to make it. Can I share?
Sorry, could you speak a bit louder because we cannot really hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just if you can be a bit louder.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna share my screen. So the problem that we are trying to solve is the problem of food waste, and basically it's a global problem and a problem that exists in Kenya as well, with 578 million of food valued to be wasted. And we propose food versus a solution for this. So food versus both saves money and reduces waste, but at the same time boosts profits for these companies or institutions trying to reduce food waste. So our product is a really simple product. It's to link businesses who want to sell surplus food and consumers who want to buy it. So the businesses list the food, the consumers access the food on the Foodverse platform, and they pick it up at a designated time and location. And we also envision a delivery option for them. So the revenue model is 25% commission on every transaction made, and premium business subscriptions could be with high chain or high profit companies that are interested. And also currently in Kenya, there's a whole hype about carbon credit monetization that we will plan to exploit. So we do recognize, though, that there's quite significant competition, especially from companies such as Too Good To Go. But our differentiators is we are in touch with the local market in Kenya, and we also plan to gamify our platform so that consumers may be able to see and compare with other people on how they're doing in terms of sustainability and reducing food waste. And currently we've just launched our MVP, and 10 businesses are on the wait list showing strong interest, two of which are major restaurant chains in the country. And we're also seeking partnerships with local retailers and cafes that have a real problem of wasting food every single day. So each and every time we ask for seed round investment of 150,000, most of which goes to development of the product, because it's the real big part of the business. And we seek 10% equity based on a 2.5 million valuation at an annual revenue of 1 million transactions. So this is basically the team. A mixture of technology guru, an environmental scientist expert, and I, who has a project management background. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Do we have any questions?
So I have two questions. One is about the team, and the second one is about the market, because you seem to be the fourth company entering the market. I'm curious how big the market is.
So we are actually the first company to propose to solve this problem in East Africa, and also Africa at large, because the competitors that I have listed are majorly concentrated in Europe and in the Americas.
I see, okay.
So yeah, we're the first company to propose solving food waste first in Kenya, and then the plan is to scale up to the African level. So our market really is trying to solve the problem in Africa. Yeah.
So you will be developing this market in Africa then?
Yeah, exactly. So our term actually is the 578 million value of food waste that goes like down the drain, and this is what we are aiming to reach as the targetable market, basically.
And my first question was about your team. Can you tell us a little bit more about the team that you are working with?
So the team is made up of our CEO, Matthew, who has a software engineering degree and is the one who developed the platform. and also Rachel, who's in charge of environmental and networking partnerships. So kind of attending networking events and dealing with the environmental sustainability side of the business. And I, who basically writes grants and attends pitches. So we are a very young company. We are literally 1.5 months old, and we're trying to get the ball rolling.
Great. Good luck. Sounds like a great idea to me.
Thanks.
Do we have any other questions?
Questions? So guys, am I audible? Hello guys. So I think we are going to turn the decisions to the judges. So I think how we are going to run this is we are going to have a breakout session. And breakout session, we're just going to have like an icebreaker between the attendees of 2 rooms, one for the judges and one for the pitchers and the attendees. So so we'll have this, then we compile the we're going to compile the scores from each startup. Then we are going to announce the startup of the year. I'm really pumped for this. Everybody in the chat can can suggest who they think will be the startup of the year. Obviously, you can vote for yourself. Also, like, get to talk about what you learned most from here. We'll be able to speak about the partners who are able to support this local event and what you'll be able to get from them after this. So guys, let me just create the breakout rooms. So we have 2 rooms, and room 1 will be for the judge. So I will, if you're in room 1 and you're not a judge, to room 2, then 2 is where we'll be doing, we'll have like a icebreaker. So room 1 is for the judges. So judges go to room 1, and room 2 is for the attendees.
I join the room or what shall I do? Because I get lost.